Young and the Restless weekly spoilers September 9th to 13th, Victor lies and Audra plots revenge. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day. Before we begin the video, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Young and the Restless spoilers for September 9th to 13th 2024 show that Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, is found in a web of lies. Also, Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver, schemes in the background. Devin Hamilton's, Brighton James, trust issues with Audra escalate as he discovers her relationship with Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic. Meanwhile, Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, and Summer Newman, Allison Lanier, meet with their legal team off-screen while Kyle works to remove Audra from his life. More YNR spoilers reveal that Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, will potentially increase her power at Newman Media. Elsewhere, Chance Chancellor, Connor Floyd, and Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, clash over business matters. It is all about at Abbott Chancellor, leading to Chance contemplating a career shift on the CBS soap opera. On Tuesday's Young and the Restless episode, Chelsea Lawson Newman, Melissa Claire Egan, finds herself on the defensive. So this is possibly against Billy or Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope. As the week continues, Daniel Romalotti, Michael Graziadei, finds Lucy Romalotti, Lily Brooks O'Brien, causing more trouble. Sharon Newman's, Sharon Case, mental health becomes a point of concern for her children, Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, and Mariah Copeland, Cameron Grimes, Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley, argues with Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, about Billy's behavior and Audra's rogue actions come to light. The week concludes with Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, approaching Billy with an intriguing proposal, and Victor stirring up trouble with Diane Jenkins, Susan Walters. The Young and the Restless weekly spoilers, September 9th to 13th. Victor lies and Audra plots revenge. As the crisp air of autumn begins to sweep through Genoa City, tensions simmer to a slow boil, threatening to overflow. This week, from September 9th to 13th, Victor Newman's master plan takes a darker turn, while Audra Charles's fury turns calculating and cold. Secrets unravel and alliances fracture in a week that reshapes relationships, rattles loyalties, and draws dangerous lines in the sand. Victor Newman, the web of deceit tightens. Victor Newman has never been a stranger to deception, but this week, his well-practiced lies begin to rot at the edges. Under the polished surface of the Newman empire, Victor has been weaving a web only he understands, a game of strategy meant to test the loyalty of his children. But this time, the consequences of his manipulation threaten to escape his control. Behind closed doors, Victor begins altering the official structure of Newman Enterprises, reassigning responsibilities without informing the board or his children. Adam is quietly moved into a strategic advisory role with hidden power, while Victoria is subtly undermined in her corporate control. Victor's actions are framed as a test of character, but the truth is rooted in deeper paranoia. He fears his empire will collapse if left to the whims of his successors. Though he claims to be retiring, Victor is far from stepping away. He's engineering a psychological experiment to see who will rise, who will betray, and who will crumble. But cracks are forming in his carefully constructed facade. A suspicious Nate begins to piece together inconsistencies in Victor's behavior, and Victoria grows increasingly restless with her father's indecisive moves and cryptic messaging. Victor underestimates just how far his children will go to protect what they believe is theirs, and how devastating it could be if they learn the full truth. This week, Victor's secrets begin to backfire. A financial leak suggests insider sabotage, and a mysterious document bearing Victor's signature appears in the wrong hands. While he scrambles to contain the fallout, questions begin to circle around his mental state, an angle Victor may have inadvertently encouraged in his manipulation. The monster he's created may turn on him. Victoria's breaking point. Victoria, long the loyal daughter, is starting to see through the smoke and mirrors. After being repeatedly sidestepped, she quietly initiates an internal audit. When key documents are withheld and legal files redacted, she knows her father is hiding something more dangerous than a mere power play. The more she uncovers, the less trust she has in her father's supposed exit plan. Her efforts to confront Victor meet roadblocks at every turn. Adam is evasive. Nikki appears complicit. Even Nick begins to urge patience. But Victoria is done waiting. Her instincts are screaming that something is very wrong at the heart of Newman Enterprises. She begins reaching out to legal experts, readying a challenge that could pit her directly against her father. The corporate civil war is no longer theoretical, it's imminent. Audra Charles, cold calculations and burning revenge. Across town, Audra Charles is nursing a growing grudge, and it's not a quiet one. After being humiliated and dismissed by the Newmans, Audra is no longer playing the game of diplomacy. She's strategizing a slow, vicious revenge, and this week marks the first steps of her reckoning. Having lost her position and influence after the Newman restructuring, Audra turns to the shadows, resurrecting old alliances and forming new ones in surprising places. Her first stop is with an unlikely source, Tucker McCall. Their past entanglements were built on shaky trust, but desperation and ambition have a way of forging dangerous compacts. Though their motives diverge, both share a thirst for toppling Newman dominance. Audra digs into confidential Newman records, exploiting backdoor server access she quietly maintained during her executive tenure. What she finds is staggering: emails, contracts, and communications suggesting financial irregularities that could draw legal scrutiny. She doesn't plan to go public immediately. Instead, she crafts a strategy to leak information in waves, sowing doubt and distrust among the Newman children. Her goal: let them destroy each other from the inside. At the same time, Audra begins laying the groundwork for her personal rebrand. She approaches a rival firm under a false name, proposing a merger that would create a direct competitor to Newman Media. Armed with insider knowledge and connections, she begins building a team of ambitious outcasts, disillusioned former employees, corporate mavericks, and silent investors. Nick Newman's dilemma. Nick is caught in the middle, once again. Torn between protecting his father's legacy and maintaining moral integrity, Nick starts to sense the enormity of Victor's deception. He's one of the first to notice that Newman's legal department has been instructed to halt certain inquiries, without explanation. When he attempts to confront Victor, he's met with cryptic assurances that only deepen his unease. Complicating matters, Nick learns from a trusted source that Audra has resurfaced and is actively working against the family. Though tempted to warn Victoria and Adam, Nick hesitates, knowing that even a whisper of Audra's scheming could ignite a full-scale war inside the family. For now, he monitors from a distance, but his patience is running thin. If Victor doesn't come clean, Nick may be forced to expose the lie himself. Nikki Newman's tightrope walk. Nikki is perhaps the only one who still believes she understands Victor's motives. But even she begins to struggle with the scale of his manipulations. As she balances being his confidant and the family's moral compass, Nikki finds herself increasingly isolated. This week, she uncovers Victor's hidden ledger. A document mapping out power shifts, contingency plans, and succession games with chilling precision. Though shocked, she chooses to destroy it, believing it could tear the family apart if discovered. But Nikki's decision carries its own cost. By protecting Victor's secret, she aligns herself with the deception, risking her relationships with their children and her own sense of integrity. Her internal conflict grows deeper when she learns about Audra's reemergence and her partnership with Tucker. Nikki knows better than most what destruction Audra is capable of, and she fears the corporate chaos may only be the beginning. She begins meeting secretly with Jill and others in the corporate elite, exploring preemptive moves to preserve what's left of Newman's credibility, without Victor's knowledge. Adam Newman, dark horse in a crooked race. Adam continues to present himself as a changed man, a reformed Newman, but the truth is more complex. Victor has given him a role of quiet influence, and Adam is wielding it in subtle ways.